Hey everybody. Well, I kind of splurge on eBay. I usually buy magazines cheap that I think are worth keeping, and they can get kind of expensive. I try to avoid those, but I splurge a little bit on these two piano vocal guitar Partridge family books. Boy, that's a rarity. When I look at these, I sort of feel like the decline of music because, boy, when I was a kid, all the music had piano, vocal, guitar, sheet music, but even like all the album tracks, a lot of times, for good music. So I ordered these, and you get the Partridge Family album, which has "I Think I Love You" and "Point Me in the Direction of Albuquerque" on it. Just like those are like all-time classics. And then the Partridge Family Up to Date, which is a great album. And, that was one of my original points is I have some Partridge Family vinyl, and maybe you've seen my video on Partridge Family vinyl. But the Partridge Family, you might think they were kind of cheesy. A lot of people, if they don't really pay much attention to music, they just think there was kind of like a bubble gum. But, a lot of that bubble gum was really well done. And, I mean, the Partridge Family had some of the best musicians in the country. I always think of Louis Shelton, played the guitar on a lot of that. Okay, is it on?
Yes.
Look at how nice this music is. And here's what they have. Let's see. No, I think the professional, I think the recorded version. That's the but so they simplified it a little bit, but you still get a nice little piano part there. I'm pretty sure, like the little things like that. But that's. Now I wanted to do two. So, but these are really nice books, and I hate to, I hate to. I'm always trying to careful. I bought some Liberace books I'm going to be showing you, and they kind of fell apart when I looked at them. They were from the early '50s, and they weren't ever expensive books, but they were kind of nice. The music in them was really nice, and they kind of fell apart as I was looking through there. So I want to be careful. But I think I'm sleeping, and you get a little piano introduction, and right in the middle of, and that's that song is by Tony Romeo. And you look at all the songs some of these guys wrote, and you got a lot of pictures, all kinds of great pictures, information about the group. Definitely cool. There's Susan Day. I guess we're allowed to say this. Definitely beautiful. I remember when I was a kid, I was like 5th, 6th, 7th grade. I don't even think 7th, 5th, or 6th. I don't think I knew what a girl was, but I kind of watched that show and I remember thinking, man, she is really pretty. I don't even think I knew what pretty was, but I remember thinking, man, she was very attractive. And Susan Day, kind of like Marsha Brady. But singing there's Point Me in the Direction of Albuquerque. Such a nice song. You know, I say, you know, a lot of the Partridge Family songs, it could have been like Loggins and Messina, or, you know, a lot of the kind of light, sometimes almost kind of country rock of the day. I was thinking Loggins and Messina, or, you know, some of the old Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, not the country Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, but the '80s, but like the old Dirt Band. They weren't as earthy as that, but some of the Dirt Band stuff that was a little more produced kind of sounded like the Partridge Family. But you know, you'd hear a lot of guitars, and it would be a lot of those songs were so well done. This we got Jeremy Gelbanks there. He was the kid, and then they swapped him out, kind of like Darren on Bewitched. They didn't think we'd notice. They swapped out the kid for I don't even remember his name, Chris. So they had a blonde kid that replaced Chris. Let me get some pictures there. But just Lori. Boy, she'd fit right in today with the protesting, man. I don't know if Lori'd be out there throwing rocks, though. I don't think Lori'd be out there throwing rocks, lighting, you know, spitting on police officers. She did like her protesting, though. Like a lot of upper middle class women, they love to protest shit. Gotta kind of humor them, don't you? Student protests. Yep, if there was a cause, Lori was right there. There's Shirley. And you know, I actually played the piano for Shirley. She came to, I was at a church in Monticello, Georgia, and she went to that Methodist church sometimes, and it was at Christmas, and she was in there in the back. I didn't know, and I played for the service, and I played my arrangement of "Oh Holy Night," which I did myself, which is on this channel. Look at my Christmas piano CD, "Oh Holy Night's" on there, and I played that. And I didn't know that I would have been all nervous if I knew she was back there. But it was just some old lady, you know. I wouldn't have. I don't know. I mean, it was just in the sanctuary. But someone told me afterwards she was there. I heard she liked my "Oh Holy Night." I don't know, but would have been nice. She could have got up there and sung "Oh Holy Night," right? And this is Up to Date. Now this was a really good album, and I've got the vinyl of Up to Date, but. I've got a lot of Partridge Family vinyl. I don't know if I have everything they ever did, but I do have quite a bit of Partridge Family vinyl. But this is the piano vocal guitar. And this I would say is a little nicer book. It's got a little more color in it. Yeah, there's this table of contents. So look at that. You get "I'll Meet You Halfway." Now, you know, that song is by Wes Farrell and Jerry Coffin. And I mean, that's what I mean now. "I'll Meet You Halfway." "I'll Meet You Halfway" right there. That was written by Wes Farrell, who was the producer of the Partridge Family, and I think he was involved with practically every track that they ever did, in one form or fashion, and also a songwriter. Wes Farrell wrote, I wrote it down, I wouldn't have known this, "Come a Little Bit Close," but by Jay and the Americans. I don't know if you remember. I remember Jay and the Americans because a band in Detroit I used to hear a lot at a place I used to play, but by my house. But we were always kind of playing the Sunday, Monday nights, and they played the weekend or the week. They played a whole week, like from Tuesday through Saturday night. That was like the big, and that was like back. I feel like we don't have live music like that. But that Gino Dinelli and TKO, I think he's still he died, but I used to follow him because he was kind of a Detroit fixture of the bar bands. But he did a lot of like old like Jay and the Americans, and I remember he did Cara Mia. But Wes Farrell wrote "Come a Little Bit Closer," and he had a bunch of other kind of B-sides for all kinds of artists. but really wrote some great ones. But he wrote a bunch of stuff for the Partridge Family, including this one, I'll Meet You Halfway. What a great song with Jerry Coffin. Now, Jerry Coffin was Carole King's first wife. So you look at the Partridge Family. I mean, they had some of the best songwriters in the world. So if you like Carole King and you think she's this kind of sophisticated artist, and then you want to call the Partridge Family some kind of lighthearted bubblegum, just remember her first husband, who wrote a lot of those songs, early songs with Carole King. Locomotion, Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow? Go Away, Little Girl. That when I was a kid, that was a Donny Osmond song. I think it was an earlier version, but Donny Osmond do. I even remember the joke that we told in 5th grade. What does Donny Osmond say when he looks in the mirror? Go away, little girl. I don't know if we tell that today. We allowed to have that joke? And take good care of my baby. Those are all Jerry Coffin, Carole King songs, and Jerry Coffin wrote "I'll Meet You Halfway." And you know the music in here is nice. It's a little bit simplified, but I wouldn't say it's that simplified. You know something? I don't know how much piano, vocal, guitar music does Taylor Swift have for all her songs, or Beyonce. Does Cardi B have any piano, vocal, guitar? I listened to that Cardi B WAP. I don't even know. There wouldn't be anything there to to transcribe. Maybe one or like 2 notes, but these were kind of nice songs. And you got the piano. I feel like there was a more literate musical culture back then, and I was raised in it, and I always feel kind of proud of that background. But yeah, these are really nice books, and like I said, I'm going to be kind of careful with them because they weren't cheap. This is Partridge Family memorabilia. I wish I could get some of the stars to sign it, but of course, Mr. Cassidy's no longer with us, but that would be great to get at least a signature or 2. I don't know how I'd go about that, but if any of them are watching this and they want to sign it, figure out a way to make it happen. I'll pay for the postage. But yeah, definitely worth keeping. Thanks. God bless.